Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. Today's message came to me. Okay, so two of today's message, this one and the one that I'm going to record after this, came to me while I was watching this show, the Netflix series based on the book, A Series of Unfortunate Events. Okay, so the first one, I will say that I was one of the kids. I enjoyed this series. I read the books as a child, and I was very excited to watch the movie, which featured what's his name? I forgot. Oh my god, but he played the part so well. I cannot think of his name. And I know he also played the Grinch. Anyways, y'all know, y'all should probably know who I'm talking about. So I enjoyed that movie, but I'm very happy, also excited that Netflix decided to take on the story and create an entire series. Okay. But anyways, this is the message, y'all. God spoke to me and said, your enemy may have gotten away with their disguise, but God will reveal their true hand. Okay, and this comes from the way that every time Count Olaf comes, like every time the children are placed in a home, Count Olaf has this new elaborate disguise. Okay, he is fooling everybody around them, even people who are in the same organization that their parents were, but at the same time they are not fooled. Okay, and they are constantly trying to say, this is obvious, how do you not know that this is him? I think the episode that I left out on, which was the one about the elevator, it was kind of like he was already there, and it's just kind of like they were like, how did he like, okay, but yeah, that was the message. God said your enemy may have gotten away with their disguise, but God will reveal their true hand. The scripture comes from Wisdom 19:7. The cloud overshadowed their camp, and out of what had before been water, dry land was seen emerging. Out of the Red Sea, an unimpeded road, and a grassy plain out of the mighty flood. Over this crossed the whole nation, sheltered by your hand, after they beheld stupendous wonders. For they ranged about like horses, and bounded about like lambs, praising you, O Lord, their deliverer. For they were still mindful of what had happened in their sojourn. How instead of the young animals, the land brought forth gnats, and instead of fishes, the river swarmed with countless frogs. And later they saw also a new kind of bird. When prompted by desire, they asked for pleasant foods. For to appease them, quail came from the sea, and the punishments came upon the sinners, only after forewarnings from the violence of the thunderbolts, for they justly suffered for their own misdeeds. Since indeed they treated their guests with the more grievous hatred. For those others did not receive unfamiliar visitors, but these were enslaving beneficent guests, and not that only, but what punishment was to be theirs, since they received strangers unwillingly. Okay, so this is what God is saying. God is saying, for someone, it could be a situation where God sent you somewhere, and while you were here, you were in the midst of God's wrath. You may have felt like you were in the midst of God's wrath, regardless if this is for something that you did in the past or if God was testing you. While you were in this place, you may have realized that you were being mistreated. And you know, from the scripture and also from the example, which is the TV series I was watching, or the book series I was the book series turned TV series, turned movie, turned TV series that I was watching. Okay. I just have to add that I read the books, because some people be like, well, if you ain't read the books, but anyways, okay, how do I tell y'all I'm a nerd without saying it? Anyways, God says they did not receive the unfamiliar visitors. Okay, God says they treated their guests with more grievous hatred. So this is a situation where God sent you to save somebody, and when you got to this place, this person treated you as if you were torturing them. They treated you as if you were scum. This is somebody, God sent you somewhere. And you know, sometimes when we are in the midst, we feel like we're in a raft, and God don't even, it's not even that we're in a raft. God is testing people. Somebody, God put you in this position because he wanted to test the people around you. And while he was testing the people around you, they were not treating you with kindness. They were not treating you with dignity. They treated you as if you were beneath them. They treated you as if you did not matter. They treated you as if you were nothing. I'm thinking about the episode before the last one I watched, when they were at the school, and how the school children and the school administration, everybody treated them as if they were the scum beneath their toes because they were orphans. And it was hard to watch. And you know, I understand why, you know, it's like I understand it. I already knew what was happening. They tell you several warnings that this is a series of unfortunate events. It is not a happy story. It is not a happy story. They say it over and over. You can turn away if you want to. You can turn away if you want to. You can turn away if you want to. But it's real. And, you know, that's what I like about it. It's real. And I just feel like God is saying that somebody, you went through this. Okay, sorry about the beeping, y'all. I'm trying to get my food together so I can go ahead and take my medicine. But anyways, I just feel like God was saying that it's kind of like you were treated as if you were nothing because you didn't have certain things. And they were treated as if they were less than all the other children just because they didn't have parents. And this is at a moment when they really needed compassion. They really needed love. They need, like, I feel like it really broke my heart because in their position, they lost their parents tragically. And in reality, you know, it will be different if it was like, well, you can't really afford the school, but we're being nice to you, so we got to put you in a shake. These are rich children. The man Count Olaf is after the fortune that their parents left them. There is no reason that they should have put those children in that awful shack. It is no reason that they should have been treating them that way. It's no reason that the other children should have treated them that way. And it's so sad that the world is truly like this. Like I said, it's a sad story, but it's real. People are like this. People will laugh at you and mock you because of your pain. People will make fun of you and make jokes about the things that are hurting you. God said he's been watching them. They thought he didn't see. He saw that. He saw that. He said they didn't want to take you in. They did not want to accept you. They didn't want to be nice to you. God gave them warning after warning after warning after warning that the way they were treating you was wrong. And instead of taking heed to his warning, they carried on with their foolishness. They carried on. And God said all the while they were being mean to you, God was just sprinkling you with blessings out of nowhere. And they were confused about the blessings you were receiving because, you know, some people, they think just because they don't like you that you're not supposed to receive any good things in your life. And that's just simply not true. And I just feel like every time something good happened to you, they got upset about that. They wanted it. I'm being reminded of the little girl that just kept, every time somebody had something, she wanted the man that worked there, she wanted his burrito, and she wanted to take the cake. She wanted to sneak in the kitchen and get the cake, and this person got this. Oh, you got some candy, I want that. Like, it's just, and I just feel like God is saying that she was such a, it's like, in reality, she's a spoiled little girl, and it got to the point where she was obnoxious. And God is saying that some of these people were being obnoxious. They have everything, yet they still want what you got. And they wanted it not because that like they actually needed it. It's not that it's even something that they always wanted. It could be something they didn't want it until they saw you had it. But they wanted it because they thought to themselves that you were less than them and that you were beneath them. And if you can have it, they should have it too. They don't want it. They don't even care about it. In reality, if this is somebody stole something from you, whoever this person that stole this from you, God said they don't even want what they stole. They just did that out of spite and out of hatred. And he saw that. He saw that. He saw it. He saw it. He saw it. He saw it. God says he saw them. And this is somebody that is wearing a disguise, okay? Just like Count Olaf, he was wearing a disguise as the gym teacher. Then he's wearing the disguise as a designer. And he's wearing a disguise as an assistant. And he's wearing a disguise as this, a disguise as that. God said every time they keep changing their disguises and they trying to, they may be able to fit in. And in some cases, God is telling me this is a spirit that's following somebody. And the spirit jump into different people. And it tries to wear a disguise. But God says he is going to show that spirit's hand. He is going to show that spirit's hand. It can't hide no more. It will no longer be able to wreak havoc in your life. That's for somebody. For somebody, it is a spirit that is following you, jumping into people around you. God said that spirit is going to be rebuked. He is rebuking that spirit from you. And for those of you where it's situations where God sent you somewhere and you were not received the way that God intended for you to be received, God says that he himself is going to strike these people. I'm looking, and they were struck with blindness as those others had been at the portals of the just, when surrounded by yawning darkness, out sought the entrance of his own gate. So God is saying that he is not, like, I just feel like God is saying he is not going to allow those who oppressed you will not be because God is saying that yet these, after welcoming them with festivities, oppressed with awful toils, those who now shared with them the same rights. So it's kind of like God is saying that, and that's the scripture before the scripture I just read. Okay, so God is basically saying that it's a situation where in reality, this person wanted to look at you as if you were beneath them, but you are, if like, on the same level of them, if not above them. Okay, but this is like, this spiritual, and in their eyes, they felt like, oh, this person is beneath me. God said, no, you're not. And they were confused. They thought that you were beneath them, but no, that's not what it is. God said you are not beneath them. God is going to bring you up in front of them and show you how much you are not beneath them. Okay, and God will judge them for how they treated you, and it's not, and that's the message. Okay, that's the message. They're going to receive judgment for how they treated you. They're going to receive judgment for ignoring the warnings from God. And every time we do something, anytime somebody does something wrong, God gives warning after warning after warning after warning. God gave these people every warning that they could have received in order for them to understand that what they were doing was wrong. But instead of them taking heed to his warnings, okay, and it could be something simple, it could be something big, but I just feel like God has been giving them warnings and showing them that he does not like the way that they are treating you, and they are not listening. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you have to listen to God when he tells you to stop doing something. And I just feel like these people did not listen. These people did not, they did not adhere to what God was telling them. And because of this, they are going to, God is going to show their hand. And God showing their hand may be the biggest punishment of all. In reality, because some of these people, just like Count Olaf, he felt like he had to keep up appearances. He's the kind of guy, he want to keep up appearances. He wants to look a certain way. He doesn't want people looking at him in a certain light. And he even was talking about how he had to deal with people looking at him in a certain light while he was in school. So as an adult, he doesn't want people to look at him in a certain light. God said he finna show their hand. He is going to show their hand because they mistreated you. That was wrong for how they treated you. And it could be a situation where you have been trying to tell people, no, this person really has been doing this to me. No, this person has been treating me this way. No, this person did this. This person did that. God said, it's okay. You don't have to say nothing else. He's going to show their hand. He's going to show the world who they really are. And that's the message. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Remember to go ahead and cop this merch. You know what I'm saying? Okay. At my website. And I love you guys, and I'll see you guys later.